part one was looking at opportunity that I've seen certain individuals make use of going forward. So people like Jeff Bezos, Gary Vee, identifying an opportunity in the market and then being able to try use that to your advantage depending on what your goals and what your ambitions are, and then to try build that into your business. Then two was looking more at history. Why do we have Bitcoin today? Okay, obviously we have blockchain technology to thank for Bitcoin, and because Bitcoin has made blockchain technology so popular, more developers, more engineers, more computer scientists obviously want to leverage off something that's growing, and they've now used that technology and they've built other things like decentralized social media platforms. They've made things like CryptoKitties and lots of cryptocurrencies. So in this set of slides, I'm going to be focusing mainly on what can we actually try use this for in terms of, so now we know what all this background is in terms of blockchain, Bitcoin. We know there's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there. We know that social media is big and will continue to be big. Human beings are social creatures. That's not going to change. So the first thing I want to touch on again is just that whole idea of centralization versus decentralization. Because to fully understand what value prop Steemit provides you with, we need to revisit this in terms of decentralizing things that are centralized. So the first thing is a global network, which is the internet. So the internet actually created a network whereby you and I could actually interact via ones and zeros on the computer. That's what we're actually looking at. Okay, that's how internet actually changed things in terms of giving us that capability to network. Okay, so global network, the internet. But how can we trust it? That's the big issue. That's always something that we need to consider when looking at visiting websites. So not all websites are reputable. Some websites aren't very secure. Some websites don't offer much value. And then there are other websites that are very good. Okay, websites that offer a lot of value, websites that allow you to do a lot of things. The big thing is, well, how do we trust these things? Well, blockchain technology kind of solves that problem, because blockchain technology, as we know, cannot be altered or changed retrospectively. So you can't go back. So if you wanted to change your account balance in your wallet, you could, but everybody on the blockchain would know that you've changed your wallet on the blockchain for your Bitcoin. Okay, so that kind of solves that problem in terms of this whole trust issue. It's giving us something that can allow us to make use of that adds this level of trust because it's transparent. Everything is transparent. I mean, you can literally see my progress on my account from day one, and you can see the progress for every other single person's account on this particular decentralized platform from day one. Okay, you can just scroll down and you can look at the complete history. Because it's blockchain technology, it's always updated in terms of post to post, transaction to transaction, and so on. So the internet is obviously going to have this next level capability of security, and that's what they're looking at as kind of like a Web 3.0. The web was started back when the US government wanted a way to communicate with their military. First early movers, Google, Amazon. Then internet developed further. So now it's not only about having this network where we're just sending these basic messages. Now let's share our video, let's share our pictures, let's share all this content. And that was that Web 2.0 that you guys saw earlier, where it's now about content, and that's when Facebook became big, Snapchat, all these newer applications. Right, and these new applications that we kind of take for granted. I mean, like you probably have Instagram on your phone, Twitter on your phone, Snapchat, or a lot of these others, and you probably use it day to day. Those things weren't around 10 years, well, 14 years ago. Okay, 2018. So 2004 was when Facebook was first created. Before that, we never really used this as much as we do today. Even WhatsApp that we use. Facebook owns WhatsApp. Right, then we've got Google and we've got Amazon. So now we've got all these large companies. Are these companies centralized or decentralized? They're all centralized, exactly. Because Facebook has its own terms and conditions in terms of policy that users have to comply with before using that specific platform. Right, so if you don't agree with the terms and conditions on Facebook, then you're not going to be able to use it for maybe what you're wanting to use it for. Same thing with Google. Google has certain policy. All material that's uploaded onto YouTube is checked, and they use, it's called like red views. Okay, so red views is when someone watches the content to check for copyright material or anything in terms of infringing intellectual property rights. Okay, so with YouTube, same thing applies there. Centralized, meaning someone sitting at the Google head offices would determine and literally state what the terms and conditions are for using that. Amazon as well. And the reason why I'm talking about centralization is if we're looking at it as a marketplace, okay, so can you buy and sell goods on Amazon? Yes, you can. But who gets the majority of the benefits? The company, Amazon. Okay, why do you think Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world? Okay, it's not because there's no incentive for Amazon to operate. There's a lot of incentive for Amazon to operate. Okay, commissions, affiliates, all of those things. Okay, buying and selling goods, advertising revenue. Okay, so advertising is probably the biggest way that these large companies in social media benefit from having the internet. And remember, if we never had the internet, it would be impossible to advertise on your computer screen. Okay, so when we go into a website, there's going to be advertising. When you saw CryptoKitties, did you see any advertising on that website? None. Why not? Because it's decentralized. All right, they don't rely on advertising to pay for the bills or to keep that running. So the way decentralization and centralization work is that everything needs to be funded somehow. Okay, there's always rands and cents or like a funding model that needs to be in place for something to grow and be successful. Okay, so the reason why Facebook is so successful is because they have capital. Right, obviously, they chose to list on an exchange because that gives them more access to capital. Right, private companies don't have as much access to capital as public companies do. And that's why when Facebook listed back in 2012, a lot of their employees became instantaneous millionaires. Why? Because their equity in the business became worth 1,000 times more because now the company is publicly traded. Okay, that's why companies choose to go public. It's because it's access to capital and resources. Okay, so if we're looking at Facebook, Google, Amazon, all of them, if we're focusing on social media, how do they generate profit? Well, do you agree Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, Snapchat, Instagram, all of these platforms, why are they valuable? Are they valuable because they're the platform, or are they valuable because of something else? It's because of who? Who makes those platforms valuable? Exactly, the users. All right, so as a user, I'm sure probably all of you, okay, I might be assuming, but I'm going to make that assumption. I'm going to assume that all of you are at least on Facebook, okay, as a social media platform. You might be on many others. You might be on a different one. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to assume that every single one of you in this venue are on some form of social media. Okay, and I'm going to use Facebook because Facebook was the first real social network that everyone hopped on. And if you look at social media, Facebook today has around 2 billion users on that particular platform. Okay, and back when they started, they never had as many. So why is Facebook so valuable today? It's not because they're a platform, it's because they're a platform worth 2 billion users. Okay, that's 2 billion out of the world population, which is around 7 billion. Right, so that means 2 in 7 people have a Facebook account in the entire world. Okay, that's enormous. And that's why they offer so much value. And that's why, as a centralized entity, they can profit and make millions from it. Why? Because all that ad revenue generally stays with Facebook. Okay, because think about it. Like, for example, if you wanted to do any online advertising, so if you wanted a banner ad, you'd have to pay Google okay, in order to place your website link or YouTube link or whatever the thing is, your image or photo or whatever, on people's websites. Okay, so let's say if you're searching for cafes to attend, and if Ntori had a banner ad on Google and you were in the Johannesburg area, you could target that individual. Right, and Gary Vee talks a lot about that in terms of Facebook as being one of the underpriced attention like arbitrage opportunities. Okay, because that's what Gary Vee is about. I spoke about him selling baseball cards when he was young. I spoke about Gary Vee selling wine. Okay, so Gary Vee looks at opportunities to, yes, add value, but also to profit. Okay, he talks about Facebook as being an opportunity where more companies should use that as a way to advertise and market their product and their brand. With Facebook, even with Snapchat, you can literally target people within a specific location. Right, so if I was looking at people in Glenander, I could place an ad that I would pay a few dollars for that would literally target anyone looking for a coffee shop in Glenander. And if we pay that centralized business enough, they would place our ad as number one when people are looking for cafes in Glenander. Okay, and that's what we're looking at in terms of profit. Okay, and how do they generate profit? It's all about creating value. So now we are the 2 billion users that actually give Facebook value, and they're the ones reaping the most benefits from it. So do you get paid for posting on your social media platforms? Any influencers here? Jared with 6,000 followers?
No, I don't get paid.
You're not getting paid yet. Okay, so people like Kim Kardashian, okay, people like Roger Federer, those big celebrities with millions of followers. Okay, if I talk closer to home, Zodwa was in the media over the Christmas season. She's a big, like a South African local influencer. Okay, and she's not afraid to post on Instagram. Why? She gets paid to post on Instagram. Okay, but why? Because she's built up her following. Right, so there are careers out there where, so for example, you can be a YouTuber. Okay, that's a big career in the US, okay, because YouTube's so big in the US. Right, and you get Instagrammers, you get social media influencers, okay, you get all of these different opportunities that never existed in the past. Okay, nowadays people are literally making a living off the Instagram. I mean, Kim Kardashian could make a living off Instagram. She wouldn't need to do all these other endorsements and all these other things. Right, but obviously she has opportunity to do more, so she has that opportunity and she can make use of it. Right, so who gets paid to profit in terms of value created? It's always the company. Okay, it's very seldom that you're going to see the actual user being compensated for their time and effort. Right, so the more you do on your social media, you're not going to get any monetary reward. Yes, you'll get maybe feel-good reward, social reward. Okay, so sharing with your friends, sharing with your family, putting content out there. Okay, but putting content out there just for putting content out there, rather than, well, what's the monetary reward? And that's the big thing that these social medias need to try come around and let's say provide a better value proposition. Right, so with decentralization, it's now possible that every single user on the platform, irrespective of whether you're Kim Kardashian or whether you're one of us sitting in this room with no followers, you can benefit and profit from your efforts, okay, and value that you add in that community. Right, because think about it, Facebook should actually pay us for using it, because if it wasn't for its users, Facebook would be nothing. Facebook would be worthless. It's because of the 2 billion users that Facebook has that allows them, or that gives them the leverage to now talk to these large companies to place advertising and so on, and to do these events and things like that. Okay, so here's an example. Does social media pay? Who benefits? Kylie Jenner, this was taken from the Forbes.com website. Kylie Jenner is one of the sisters, obviously, of the Kardashian family. And over the last 12 months, this was taken from 2016. This was one of the articles that I had shared with my media students at Media House, where we were talking about social media and what financial benefit or reward is there in social media, other than sponsorships directly from these companies. Okay, so Roger Federer would get paid directly from Nike or Adidas to wear Nike or Adidas on the courts. Okay, that's a direct sponsorship. And then indirectly, they can also earn, okay, from their social media, like Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner earned $18 million in 12 months, and she makes an estimated $300,000 per post on social media. All right, and that's what she earns. All right, so one post on social media from a big company. So if she had to post maybe her favorite, let's say Revlon or one of those makeup companies, or L'Oreal. Let's just say they're going to want someone who's an influencer with millions of followers. We checked it last time when we were having a chat over coffee. The Kardashians have 100 million followers. So paying an influencer like them with 100 million followers, that's, well, let's say if we look at South Africa, our population around 55 million, that's like twice the size of our population following one person. Okay, 100 million followers. So now paying them 300,000 for one post, new makeup, new lipstick, new whatever the case might be, makes sense. If your $300,000 of ad spend is going to get you 100 million, even if half of those people see the ad, even if 50 million, so the entire size of the South African population seeing the ad, that's still pretty good. It's a good return on investment in terms of exposure. Pardon? It's not just anyone. Obviously, they've built a reputation in a particular industry, and that's why they're called influencers. Right, so like your example, you have 6,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, you might be able to get some form of sponsorship or endorsement for maybe a smaller business. So the point I'm trying to share with this is that the only way that Facebook, Google, YouTube, all these players are ever going to pay you anything for doing what you're doing on social media is if you have a massive following or you have sponsorships or endorsements, and that's what it looks at in terms of the value. Yes, they're making 18 million a year from social media, but if we're looking at this whole idea of decentralization and centralization, can we all also benefit from this? Well, the thing is we should, because as I said earlier, we're one of the 2 billion on that actual platform that actually gives the platform value. So surely we should be the ones that should also benefit. Not maybe at that extent, but at least to some extent. And that's the way that social media is changing, because now you've got DTube, DLive, DSound, Steemit, obviously the one that we're talking about today, DMania, okay, all these different social media platforms that are built on the blockchain. So it's decentralized, so there is no Facebook, Twitter, board of directors, shareholders that determine how the actual platform is run. Okay, so how do we generate value with all this information? Okay, so now we have an idea of how people actually make money in social media. Like if you had to go today, if you had to go to America today, if you had to ask like the kids at school, what's their favorite profession, or what would they want to be when they grow up? You're probably going to get the answer YouTuber, influencer, or esports gamer. Those are probably the 3. And why? Because the research and the information is out there. Okay, if you do research on esports, esports is probably the biggest growing sport in the world currently. And why? Because all the kids nowadays are on their computers or on their tablets or on their phones. And you can now earn a living for gaming. Right, you have these, it's like being Ronaldo and playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona or wherever. Okay, you get paid to play your sport. So the same thing happens in esports. You would get paid to do gaming for a specific team. Okay, whatever the case might be. Right, so having said that, in terms of value, how can we create this value? Well, the first thing is we can buy something and then we can try sell it at a later stage at a profit. Okay, that's time and tested, like from way back when. Okay, people have always bought stuff to sell. If we're looking at cryptocurrency, well, if we wanted to profit from it, we would have to buy Bitcoin, and then we would have to hold thumbs, cross our fingers, and hope that it increases in prices, increase in price, okay, to profit, right, to sell Bitcoin at a profit. That's the only way that you could actually make money from Bitcoin. There's nothing else that you can't actually, well, you could earn it if you could have someone pay you in Bitcoin, that's possible, or the mining. So that's the reason why, personally, I chose to look at the mining rather than to look at the actual coin, purely because there's less risk, because it's a form of annuity income. Okay, so earlier we spoke about the blockchain is going to process these transactions, okay, to update this decentralized ledger for everyone to use and access. Okay, so for me, mining made sense, okay, because I didn't have to invest too much. I could have invested to test. So it was testing. All right, I want to test before I actually fully buy into this whole concept. Okay, so to make a long story short, mining appealed to me, and Phil's the one who actually helped me with that. She was the one presenting at the expo. And mining made sense purely because it was an initial investment in something. It's like buying property and then reaping the benefits of rent income for as long as you own the property. Okay, it's this tree and fruit principle that I want to talk to you about. So from a tax point of view, if you've studied tax, you've probably heard of like capital versus revenue. So when looking at paying your taxes, SARS will either view your receipts as being capital in nature or revenue in nature. And depending on how it's classified and viewed, you'd either be paying more or less taxes depending on what it's viewed as. Okay, but remember, we always have to pay taxes. That's just one of those things that we can't get around. When looking at this whole idea of this tree and the fruit concept, I try to elaborate it here is because the thing is, you don't always have to buy something in order to try resell it. Another option to try to take advantage of is the ability to earn something rather than having to use resources to acquire it. Okay, so yes, I had to initially use some resources to get into this whole idea of mining, but now the mine is generating cryptocurrency for being part of the blockchain. Remember, all those computers need to process these calculations, and off the back of that, miners are the ones that actually get the benefit for that. Okay, that's pretty much what mining is in a nutshell. So what I've viewed in terms of the mine as being, well, initial investment to test, okay, it's going to be generating Bitcoin. As long as you've covered your initial investment, okay, that's the payback. So once I get my payback in terms of my initial capital, then literally my investment is actually zero because now I've received what I return back. It's like buying a property and renting it out. Once you've paid the bond, the property is yours, but you're still reaping the benefits of renting out the property, which makes sense if you're looking at a form of annuity income, rather than having to buy and sell houses every single month. Right, that's the difference between a property manager, okay, like a growth point, versus an estate agent, which is trying to push commission. Thanks. Okay, so if we're looking at that example, managing property makes more sense because now we get this annuity income and we've always got an asset of value, versus trying to sell something every single month to meet a specific target in order to put in the bank. Okay, and that's what appealed to me in terms of mining. That's why for me, mining made more sense than Bitcoin. But I don't want to buy Bitcoin. When we met, Bitcoin was at $7,000 US. That was last year in like August or something, July, August, September, somewhere around there. And now, obviously, last year Bitcoin had a nice run, all the way up to about close to $20,000 US. And then January, worst month ever in terms of Bitcoin's history. All right, correction, dropping around 50% from its highs. Now it's around $10,000 US for it. See, it's very volatile. So then that's speculating. That's being speculative. Okay, mining is different. My approach to mining is, well, this is a certain amount of resources that I'm not going to mind losing if I invest it, okay, because it was a test generally in the first place. So whatever happens, happens. It's almost like paying your school fees when learning something new. So that's how I took it. I took it as, well, let me try this thing. Let me see what actually happens. And then from there, we'll decide what's the next step. Number two is what I'm going to focus on here, because Steemit is providing you guys with an opportunity to earn cryptocurrency when Steem is only around $5 per Steem. And if you do some research, if you just Google Steem, and all the big players that have a lot more information and that have been on the Steemit community or the Steemit blockchain longer than I have, are talking about Steem as growing in terms of future value and opportunity. Okay, so now there's two things that you could possibly do. You could buy into what they're saying, and you could invest your rands and cents into actually buying cryptocurrency called Steem, which is number 32 in the world, $1.3 billion in market cap, and hold on to it and hope that that increases over time. Okay, so if $5 goes to 10, you've doubled your money. If it goes to 20, it's looking quite good. If it goes to 100, 1,000, now we're talking huge sums of wealth, okay, and return on investment if this ever grows further than what it is currently. Okay, I don't know what the answer is, but I know that I want to be part of the community that earns this cryptocurrency. Why? Because now I've taken risk off the table. I'm not investing any capital into earning something that has $5 worth of value that could be worth more in the future if social media continues to be social media as it has been over the last few years. Okay, so Google, Facebook, Twitter, all of them. I mean, we never had Snapchat. Snapchat is new. It's only like 3 years or 4 years old. Okay, but it's a form of communication. So the thing is, if you are on Facebook, if you are on Instagram, if you are on Twitter, and I mean, people today are on a lot of these different platforms. And when a new platform comes on, generally, if you're one of the first movers, you also get on, and then you normally build a very big influence. So like if you were first on Snapchat, right, you're probably going to have a much bigger influence now on Snapchat, which again gives you some return on investment because now you have that social capital where you become a Kylie Jenner or a Kim Kardashian, someone with followers. Okay, so it's about that start, that initial start. It's like Beyonce wasn't Beyonce overnight. Okay, Jeff Bezos wasn't Jeff Bezos overnight. Gary Vee wasn't Gary Vee overnight. It took them time and effort over a long period of time to build something that's of value. And that's what fascinates and resonates with me because I'm all for the long game and patience. Okay, and Etu was talking a little bit about Gary Vee in the break. If you watch Gary Vee, he's exactly the same. He talks about not tomorrow. He doesn't talk about now, let's make immediate benefit. He talks about, well, what is the benefit or payoff in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years time? Okay, because we live long lives. So the thing is, why are we always looking at the short term when we should actually be looking at the long term? That's actually more important when you think about things. I mean, when we think about life, we don't really think about what's going to happen tomorrow. We think more about, well, what are our families going to be like in 5 years' time? Okay, are we going to have the same lives? Okay, where are we going to be in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, 20 years' time? Okay, so it's more than that. It's not just the immediate stuff. And that's what sort of resonates with me in terms of, so if you are into social media and you're already doing something in social media, why not spend half an hour, an hour, 2 hours of your day engaging on another community? Because you would have spent the time on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. So maybe spending some time on this platform could be worth your while, and you'd be earning some cryptocurrency as well, which hopefully will be worth more in the future. So that's what I'm looking at here in terms of Steemit. It's the earning. And that's why when I advertised this, I said no risk because you're not investing any, I said, well, let me clarify that. I said no financial risk because you're not going to have to invest any of your finances or funds. Right. There is literally zero investment to start an account. It's like Facebook. Facebook doesn't charge you to open an account. Okay, it would be very unfair if they did. Right, but Facebook doesn't give you anything for opening an account. The thing is with Steemit, Steemit will give you $1 for starting an account. How's that? Just for starting an account, you're going to get $1 worth of Steem because now you become another user on the platform. Okay, and then when we checked it last year in December, Steemit had over 500,000 users. Now it's probably a lot more, maybe about 1 million, because according to the influencers, the guys that actually use Steemit, they've been actively promoting it. So they've done Facebook ads, they've done YouTube ads, they've done Twitter ads, they've done all these different ads on different social media platforms. Why? Because they want to grow that community. Right, and remember, Facebook, 2 billion users versus Steemit, maybe 1 million users. So now, where are you going to stand out? Are you going to stand out where there's an audience of 1 million, or are you going to stand out where there's an audience of 2 billion? Well, with 2 billion, you're going to have to be Kim Kardashian or Kylie Jenner to stand out. On Steemit, you can be Jared and you can stand out. There are people that don't even have 6,000 followers on Steemit who are close to making a living off Steemit. Why? Because the value is created within the community. That's the thing. That's the difference, is where we as users of the community, we're the ones profiting, not the centralized board of directors that reap all the benefit from it, or a select few like Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner that have massive audiences. The thing is with Steemit, you and I, every single person, the only thing you need is internet to access the social media. That's all. That's all you actually need in order to make use of this benefit. Okay, so now just to share the details. So what is Steemit.com exactly? Okay, well, here are a few points that I've presented you with just to summarize the basics. Number one, you've got complete control over your account. It's 100% autonomous. You can post on whatever you like, and you can call the account whatever you like. There's no banner ads, pop-up ads, ad links, external advertising, or anything. So I'm sure you guys have probably also been bombarded with advertising on Facebook, even on Instagram. Instagram has done more of it more recently, where you want to watch someone's live feed, and then before you watch it, there's like this ad, or swipe up, or all of those things. So remember, those companies need to do things like that because they also need to pay their bills to keep operating those servers and so on. Okay, but with Steemit, you won't see any ads on any of the posts. It just doesn't exist. Even on the website itself, I'll show you what it looks like later. There's no advertising whatsoever, no banner ads, no ad links, no referral links, none of that stuff. It's what you want to put is what you want to put. So you control and own the blog. So if you're passionate about cooking, baking, if you're passionate about sports, if you're passionate about travel, doesn't matter what it is, you could use this opportunity to maybe grow influence in something that can possibly be big going forward. It's like trying to get onto Facebook when Facebook was young in terms of its user base as well as exposure. Okay, so that's my view. I've seen Gary Vee and I've seen trends. So now Gary Vee talks about things like this. He talks about getting on board when there's that new trend that would hopefully become big. So his big thing that he talks about currently is voice. Okay, it's that Alexa voice and Google Home and so on. Third point is you're going to earn Steem and Steem dollars, and that's a cryptocurrency. Steem dollars are actually worth slightly more than Steem, but Steem dollars in terms of market cap isn't in the top 100 yet of the world. So earlier we saw there's 1,400 odd cryptocurrencies. Steem is number 32. Steem dollars are further down. Okay, but you'll earn both on that particular platform just for doing social media. That's it. It's as simple as that. For liking someone's post, you're going to get some curation reward. Someone likes your post, you get reward. If you author, so as an author, if you put out content, you get rewarded for doing that. Why? Because you're the one doing it. It's changing Facebook, Twitter, all of those guys completely. Because now the thing is, you're rewarding the users for being a user. And that's the game changer. Because now people actually want to be a part of the community, and now they can actually do something that they're passionate about and at the same time earn for doing it. Upvote, like, re-steem. Okay, so these are the terms that are used on the platform. So an upvote is like a like, re-steem is like sharing a post. So even sharing a post, if someone else creates a great piece of content and you share that with your community, just for your community seeing that post, you've added value to the social network. You are the one that gets rewarded for that. Commenting and replies. Okay, so when I show you my blog, you'll probably think, well, this guy must be really active. Not the case. Okay, I spent about an hour to 2 hours a day over the month of December to test. Okay, because I always want to test before I I do more. So I've got the proof of work for myself in terms of putting my mind at ease that, okay, well, this seems viable, okay? 30 days worth of, so 60 hours in a month to test what sort of benefit or reward can I actually see. And replying in comments counts as a post. So you're going to see I've got quite a lot of posts. It's not all content that I've created. Yes, it's content I have created, but only a small portion of it. Some of it is replying and engaging on the community. Okay, so I saw a great educational post. I wrote a comment. We had dialogue on that post, and all of it's transparent. So you can go back in history, and you can see every single thing that I've done on the community, and you can see every single thing everyone else has done on the community. It's all transparent. See, it's blockchain technology. There's trust. You might be thinking, well, okay, what about those trolls on social media? What about those haters on social media? Doesn't matter. Right, on every social media platform, you're going to get a few trolls, you're going to get a few haters. Okay, you can't be liked by everyone. Okay, so even if that's the case, those things are still shown on the actual public social media. So Steemit works with reputation, the same as social media on Facebook. The more reputation you have, the better. So if I had to measure reputation on Facebook, I would look at maybe followers, people that you have following, or Instagram. That could be a viewer reputation. On Steemit, they use reputation in terms of a rating. So it's like a number next to the profile. And obviously, the higher the profile rating, the more value that you add to the community. So you can give the community more, but at the same time, you get more as well in terms of the rewards for doing social media. Next point, early mover advantage. As I said, there's around maybe about 1 million user accounts. No one actually knows because, remember, it's blockchain technology. It's like asking me how many Bitcoin wallets are there in the world. I've got absolutely no idea. Right, my estimate here is based on what I found on the internet. Okay, so Wikipedia had a post in December that said that Steemit had over 500,000 users, but that was back in December, so it's probably more now. So I'm looking at around maybe 1 million accounts, and it's growing every day compared to Facebook, which is close to 2 billion. Right, so there's only so much scope in terms of growth that Facebook can go. Right, it's going to be difficult for Facebook to grow further. Why? Well, they've already got 2 out of 7 people in the entire world. Who else are you going to get posting on Facebook? Okay, unless the machines actually start posting, there's not so much more growth that Facebook can have in terms of starting small and growing big. Okay, they're already established. They're a mature market. Snapchat, you could say, could grow a lot because that's still new. Right, social media, I view it like real estate. Okay, so for me, it's just another avenue to put out my content because the thing is I'm doing it anyway, so why not share it with another avenue? Because that's how SEO works. If any of you are familiar with search engine optimization, if you want to rank higher on any search, you need more links to different websites, and you need other websites to reference your website and so on. It's like a network. So the bigger your network, the better. If you can add an extra channel, it gives you more exposure. That's what I'm viewing it as. So I'm viewing it as another opportunity to add value, create value on another platform that is going to pay me for doing it as well. Right, so social media real estate, other channel to create content, SEO benefits. Then Gary Vee trends, we spoke about him quite a bit today. And social media will always be part of humanity. Okay, that's his big thing. He's a people person. If you just watch his content, you'll see he engages a lot with his community. He's very much for people and human beings as such. He's a people's person. That's another very important point. These two are important. Early mover advantage and zero investment of capital. Right, yes, if you want to, you can invest rands and cents to buy Steem and to buy Steem dollars. Then that actually helps increase your reputation on the actual platform. Okay, it's like buying ad space. If I pay Facebook enough, they'll put my ad #1 for everyone to see. It's just the way it works. So I'm not saying that there's no investment. There could be, but then again, that's a personal choice. You need to decide, are you willing to invest rands and cents or dollars or other cryptocurrency in this particular area? Personal choice. What I would suggest doing rather is to be patient. Okay, that's the key. Because social media is a long game. Right, you're not going to be an influencer overnight. I mean, it probably took you a few years to grow 6,000 followers. It takes time. Okay, so just appreciate it and take it for what it is, and put in that time and effort into an area that you might be interested in, or that you're already actively engaging on, and then at the same time, let's earn some cryptocurrency that might be worth something massive in the future. And that's the big thing that I want to end there with, is the long-term investment potential. Current price of Steem dollars plus minus $5, and for Steem plus minus $5, and for Steem dollars, which is the other cryptocurrency, plus minus $6. That's what it currently is now. And who knows where this is going to go? No one knows. It's like, I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go in the next year. No one does. If anyone says they know, they're speculating. Okay, that's all it is, it's speculation. No one knows what's going to happen in the future. Right, then I want to leave you with some examples. Okay, so the reason why we're here today is I want to try to create something similar to what I've seen a lot of these different communities are doing elsewhere in the world. Okay, so this is one example. It's a meeting in Cebu. Cebu is a small city in the Philippines. Okay, and the Philippines is a third world country. We're fortunate compared to them. In the Philippines, people are starving. People are homeless. All right, people aren't as fortunate as us in terms of with what we're blessed with. Okay, but what they've done is they've created these meetups or communities whereby everybody who is also just as passionate about social media and cryptocurrencies in general, because that's what you'll be earning, to try and make a difference and grow together. Because that's the big thing that I've seen that works on Steemit, is that community. Because yes, you can build your own community individually. Right? It's difficult, but it takes time and effort. But if you all grow, everybody benefits. And the thing is, you get dolphins and whales. That's what they refer to them as on Steemit. And so a whale would be an individual or a company or a person that has a massive influence on that particular social media network. And because they're so valuable, they're given Steem in order to allocate value and benefit to the rest of the community. So if a whale had to like your post, you could get anything from $100 to $1,000 to $2,000 from that account because of their reputation. It's like if Kim Kardashian had to endorse Jared's Instagram, he'd immediately probably get 1 million followers, probably, or a few thousand followers immediately. Why? Well, because she's got 100 million people. So if you knew her personally, and if you could ask Kim Kardashian, please ask your community to follow me, your account would go probably from 6,000 to maybe 1 million in the space of a few weeks, maybe even less, who knows. Okay, but that's the value. So yes, people with big influence still have that influence, even on the social network. But the thing is, they share the influence. It's like Kim Kardashian, she's not getting paid. So for example, if she likes a specific brand, she endorses the brand pays her. On this, she can actually pay the brand for endorsing the brand. It's such an odd concept, but that's how it works. So for example, if you have someone like a whale on Steemit would be able to endorse somebody's account or to support it. So if a whale had to like your post, okay, you would immediately get benefits from that, and that's the power of this. So that was one of the accounts, Pure Panay. The account is owned by this lady. Okay, she's from the Philippines. She blogs on food, fashion, fun, fitness. She's only got 4,000 followers. She's done about 4,000 posts, and there's 98 people that she's following. In terms of her account is worth 6,830 Steem. That's what she's got in terms of value. And this was from July 2017. These are international people. These are people from her community, from her, that meeting that she had, that she posted on. This is another guy, Yasin. Then there's a Bon Jovi, okay? Also, different accounts. Some accounts are bigger, some accounts are smaller. The number next to their name tells you how much influence they have on that network. So obviously, Pure Steemian and Janssen are worth more in terms of value. Bon Jovi, not as much. Right, then the Josie Steemit community, which you guys are pretty much a part of in terms of the WhatsApp, because that's where I'm going to send the communication to. The community of users take advantage of Steam, growing together. That's the key thing. So if any of you are interested in this, I want to host more events, but I want to make the events more practical. So the next time we have an event will probably be more practical, where I would literally sit with you guys and we can all share our experiences, because most of you might maybe just have registered an account, maybe put a few blogs out there or posts out there, but not much else. All right, so I've learned quite a bit. I'm even using bots now to help market and promote my posts so I get more benefit from it. Okay, it's like using an ad agency to promote your post on Facebook. So I'm using technology to my advantage. But like I said, I'll share that with all of you in future events if you're interested in it. My account is over a month old today. Value has been created. As I said, I started with nothing because I wanted to test and see what is the capability, what is the potential of this. Only time and effort would be required. So it can fit well with someone who's already in social media. Okay, so if you're already big in Instagram, if you're already big in Facebook and Twitter and any of the other platforms, it's so easy to transition. I'm actually taking content from Instagram, YouTube, and all my other platforms and moving it over to Steemit because I've done the work already, and it's good content that I believe that can also assist others on that particular platform. I'm trying to grow my influence there as well. The biggest thing is the early mover advantage, that real estate example. Okay, it's earning rather than buying Bitcoin and let's hope it goes back to $20,000. It's not a get rich quick. Okay, you're not going to see much in the early days. I haven't even seen much in 30 days. But I've seen examples of people that have done it for 6 months, 12 months, that have reaped a substantial reward or return on investment. Okay, yes, they might have bought Steam along the 6 months. I don't know. I haven't done that much research on them. I've just looked at it at face value. Okay, and these are the examples. So this is my account. It's Creative Solutions. I'm posting on education. I took this picture a few days back, so it's obviously different now. Let me show you maybe the more recent one. Okay, oops. Okay, so there's the blog. Yeah, so this is what the social media platform looks like. These are the trending posts. You get hot, new, promoted. These are all different avenues of different posts. And you can literally post on anything you like. So for example, this post, Penguin Pablo, has high influence. They posted something about a new Steam blockchain explorer.com. I don't even know what that is. I'll have to do some more research. But this post is going to earn, and okay, so with earnings, you get paid out every 7 days. Every 7 days you get paid. So this post is going to pay out in 6 days' time. $901 will be paid out to the owner of that account. 75% of that goes to the author, 25% of that goes to the curators. Curators are people who like, re-steam, share, all of that. But you can see, the bigger you grow, the more opportunity you get. Right, so I don't want to show you these big guys because that's not realistic. Okay, you guys aren't going to be getting $1,000 a post when you start. There's no way. I mean, I was getting like 12 cents US dollars for that. But that's more than I would have gotten on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, because there I get nothing. Okay, so here I get something. Right, so this I posted 13 hours ago. It's only got 1 cent now and 2 upvotes. These are some of the things that I've re-steamed. So far, my best post to date got me 40 US dollars. That happened a few days back. Where is it? Okay, this is a $6 post. That's a $4 post. Where's my $40 post? There's 30. Where was it? I think this was it here. Yeah, there's it. It's on the screen here. Okay, so the price of Steam has obviously dropped. When I took a snapshot, so this was how many days ago? This was on the 16th of January. On the 16th of January, I took this screenshot from my account, and this was the double entry rule explained. It was almost $40, but obviously the price of Steam fluctuates. So it's quoted based on that. So if you look back at my account today, where was it? Where's that $30? There's it. Double entry rule explained. You can see that's $30, but that had paid out. So as an author, I got $23 from it, and the curator, so other people that liked, shared, they also get a share of it. That's why everybody wins. It's a community. Right, there's no losers on this. It's a win-win situation for everyone. Right, and if you want to, you could even look at the wallet. So if you want to see what this account is worth, okay, there's some rewards. So see, these are rewards that pop up every 7 days on posts that you posted. So a post that I posted 7 days ago paid out recently. I can redeem the rewards. So currently, there's my Steam power. Okay, this is just Steam. So that's influence, 10 Steam. So 10 Steam times a market price of 5, it's about 50 US. Steam dollars, I haven't used this yet. I'm using this for marketing and promoting my posts on this actual social media platform. $6. Nothing in savings, and estimated account value, 49. Okay, I've got other videos where I literally started. The day I started this, I actually went, I literally phoned, the first person I told about this was my immediate family, and I actually got my mom to actually do it, because she also runs an education business. I actually told you about the story. She also runs education, but for small kids. She does like primary school and stuff like that. So I even told her, well, this is a way to change the world. Share stuff that you're doing for your kids, put it on Steemit, get paid some crypto. Who knows, maybe in a few years' time, this might be worth something. Right, so it's just time and effort, and it's doing stuff that you would have done anyway. That's the thing. I mean, I'm not spending any more time than I would have doing social media. I'm just spending the time that I would have done using social media, doing it on something that's going to hopefully add value going longer term. And that's the account value. Right, I mean, you can see, these are all my rewards. You can see I've been using bots. Okay, that you'll learn about later on if you decide to take this further and want to learn more. See, I've been quite active, but there's it. Last month, that was when I started the account. I actually filmed a YouTube video and I put it on YouTube about that. You'll actually see the account. It was the 18th of December. I won't forget it, because I did the research on the weekend. It was a public holiday on the 16th. 18th of December, my account was approved. It took 2 days for the account to be approved. Once it was approved, then I started doing stuff on social media. And then you can see, you claim rewards. They're small. I mean, this is nothing to write home about, but it's more than any of the social medias in terms of giving you nothing. Okay. And then once my big post paid out, where I got 10 Steam dollars from the one, then that was an opportunity to use bots to now grow it even further. Right, so literally I started with nothing. I'm going to continue doing this. Why? I want to see what's going to happen in 6 months' time. Thing is, like I said, it's cryptocurrency. No one knows what's going to happen. Steam could be worth nothing in 6 or 12 months. Doesn't matter. Thing is, I've still got the social media. That means I can link this to anything. My Facebook, my Instagram, my Snapchat, it doesn't matter. I can go to my blog and I can refer people to it. That's the power of it. It's just another channel. It's another outlet for someone who wants to be creative. Okay? And you can literally post on anything. So the two that I want to share with you, two other South Africans. So far I've only managed to find 2 South African accounts that are high profile, that actually are South African accounts. So this I started in December. This one is owned by Cat Lady, 62. Okay, she joined in September 2016. Steemit.com came out in March 2016. So it's almost going to be 2 years old now. Okay, so still very young. So it's not too late to still have early mover advantage. It will be too late maybe when there's 2 million, 3 million people on this particular platform. Right, but you can see she's from Johannesburg, South Africa, so she's a local lady. Not that active in terms of posts. I mean, over almost a year, well, more than a year, she hasn't posted that much. So she hasn't been commenting or sharing or posting content. But her account is still worth, in terms of estimated account value, so she has 741 Steam and 4,536. Okay, so I don't know if she bought Steam to invest in her platform or if she just grew this from nothing. I don't know enough about her account. Okay, but we can go back and do the research. Right, she gets on average around 120 plus minus dollars per post. All right, and that's a blog post. And these blog posts don't have to be that long. I mean, my blog posts are quite short because it's generally a link to my YouTube, and I just give a short description. I mean, this is literally short. This took me not long to do. Short paragraph about a prepaid expense, link to my YouTube video, and it plays in Steemit. So remember, it's decentralized, so no one has to go out of Steemit to watch it. If I click this, the YouTube video plays in this account. And then I link all my other social media platforms as well. No replies, nothing else here. Not a very good post, but it's still a post. It still adds value to the community. Okay, there are other posts that I've done that I never expected. The one that got paid, there was two actually. So the one that I showed you was one of my education videos. The other one was literally New Year's Eve. Okay, I was on the tablet. I had the tablet with me, and I said, let me post a New Year's Eve message on my Steemit, and that got me $30. And that was with no bots. It was literally a whale or a dolphin, one of the two, just liking that picture, and that happened on New Year's Eve, and that got $30 for that. And that's why, after having got that resource, I then decided to use bots to promote some of the others. When was New Year's? What is today's date? 18, so 18 days ago. 16 days ago, 16 days ago, 17 days ago. Where is it? 19 days ago. There's it. There's the New Year's Eve post. Okay, there's it, 28. Paid out 7 days after that. So you can see the history and it's all transparent. You can see everything everyone does. That's why I've learned so much. Why? I just find someone who's doing it already and just replicate and redo what they're doing. So I looked at Janie's account. Let me show you Janie's account. Okay, so Janie's account is the Cape Townian. Right, this girl's a hustler. Okay, she probably watches Gary Vee, looking at the number of posts. Almost 8,000 posts when I took the screenshot. That's over 6 months. So that works out to like more than 1,000 posts a month. Okay, over 30 days, that's impressive. Okay, she's been working. Right, and Janie has the best account of the South Africans that I've seen. Her account value $25,000 US, and that's over 6 months. Okay, so not bad. And that's why, because I saw someone who's doing well, she's a Cape Townian, and even if you look at her post has a South African flair. Like, she posts about Brian, she posts about lying on the beach, she posts about, she has a child as well. She posts about her kids going to creche, going to school. Like, it's literally everyday stuff that she would have probably posted on Facebook that she's just also posting on Steemit. And she's earning money from it. Her posts, okay, these posts aren't so good. I've seen better posts from Janie, but just to give you an idea that even the whales don't get paid that much. $8 a post, $5 a post, $100 a post, not bad. Yeah, but even $8 a post, that's $8 for a post that you would have got paid nothing from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of them. And that's why I see so much value in this. And that's why I'm fully on board in terms of using it as a tool, not only to benefit my social media, but also to try to generate and earn cryptocurrency as well at the same time. Right, and that's pretty much where we're going to end today, just a conclusion. I do want to try plan another event, obviously depending on Tori's feedback as well, on how this one went, and we'll sit down and discuss it, and are we going to maybe host future events, and maybe what can we do to improve it and make it better. We'll probably host more in future. Obviously attendance will always be free. I'm not using this as a way to earn money. I don't want to do that. I'm going to share this information with you. Whether you're here or not, it'll be on social media. So I'm going to take the content that I've got today, all right, edit and upload, share that with you guys on the WhatsApp group. You're welcome to use it. You're welcome to even build your own communities. So once you've learned enough, maybe start your own community with the people that you know, maybe your immediate family members, and try to grow something of value from nothing. That resonates with me so much. It's like you can start with nothing and you can make something. But if we had more time, I would show you some other examples. But there's this one guy, also from a third world country. I think he comes from, where is it? It's also Southeast Asia. I'm not too sure which one. But what he does is that in Southeast Asia, the children in Southeast Asia, or families or people that live there, live on less than $1 a day. And in terms of our exchange, that's like 12, 13 rand. Okay, so imagine living on 13 rand a day. That's hard, that's difficult. So what they've done is they've used Steem as a way to try uplift and take the people that are in the worst scenarios and take them out of poverty. Right, so maybe if we can grow this community enough, we could maybe go to Alex and we can maybe organize like the kids to learn this. Yes, internet might always be a problem, but with Wi-Fi becoming more mainstream, maybe in a few years' time, the government will give free Wi-Fi across the country. Who knows? But the thing is, we could literally also make a difference by doing something similar to what they're doing. So they're going into these communities, and like they've got these little centers in these Southeast Asian countries where kids come and they do like 2-3 hours of social media. It's not only teaching them a skill, right? They're teaching them how to be computer literate. They're teaching them how to write posts, writing in English, a language that's foreign to most of them as well. So it's not only a way to add value from that point of view, but they're also earning. And one Steem is $5. So if they can just earn one Steem from every post that they generate, they're doing better than the average in the entire country, because the entire country lives off less than $1 a day.
Are you earning in dollars or Steemit dollars?
You earn in Steem dollars. So how this works, okay, maybe just to quickly end with that. So I do want to take feedback and answers and anything that I get from today's session. So I'll just ask for feedback on the WhatsApp group. What do you want to know more about? What questions do you have? And then I want to try answer those as well. And then I want to try expand the actual community and grow on this platform as like a team, like a community, like what they're doing in the Philippines with Cebu hosting of that event that they did. And then I want to give more practical demonstrations on Steemit. So if you want to know how to use bots, I can show you how to use bots. I've already got a video about using bots on YouTube, because people that are on Steem now, even the ones that are established, don't even use the bots correctly. Because again, I want to know how something works before I use it. So I learned how it worked, and then I used it to my advantage. And now I'm using it to my advantage. So it's difficult to, I don't always use the bots because you have to bid. And like you know with bidding, sometimes you bid too much, and then there's no return on investment. Sometimes you don't bid enough, and you don't get enough. So it just depends. Okay, and then that was just the end. So just to answer your question, you do earn, so you decide. You can either earn 0 from the post. Why would you choose that? I have no idea. The other option is you choose 50-50. So 50-50 means you earn 50% in Steem and 50% in Steem Power. Okay, so when you saw my wallet, the wallet has Steem Power and Steem dollars. So like here, the current rewards, I got paid out a little bit of Steem dollars and Steem Power. Okay, so when looking at that, that's what you get paid out. And then the other option is 100% where you only get paid out in Steem Power, meaning you grow your influence. Okay, because this is influence. Okay, with influence, this stays on your account. So that's why my account is now worth, in terms of profile, 46, I think it is. Where's the blog? There's it, yeah, 46, 101 followers, 422 posts, 40 following, YouTube link, joined in December 2017. So yeah, so you can decide in terms of rewards, but these are rewards for posting. So rewards get given, curation rewards and author rewards. The author rewards are better because that's for your content. Just last week. So estimated author rewards from last week in terms of Steem Power. So I've built influence of 5.5 on this platform over last week. In terms of Steem dollars, I got $27. So, okay, I don't want to show this to you today, but because you've asked, I have to track my income because I have to pay my taxes. So I'm recording my performance since I started. So this is what I've done. This is how I keep track of stuff that I do online. And this I have to as well because it's income. And this is average income that I've earned, and then with the Steem price as well. So this is like day to day when I get paid out. Total rewards today, I haven't updated this. When was the last time I did this task? 15th of Jan was the last time I did it. I still need to update it. But remember, it's blockchain. I just go to my account and I pull the information through. Okay, I still need to do this when I have time. Okay, but there's it. So quantity, Steem dollars 35.6, US average. Okay, that's the average post, and then the rands if I do the conversion. So that's literally from 0. So in terms of how much value I've created from this platform over 30 days, well more now because I started this on the 18th, today's the 20th, so 32 days. And that's what I'm looking at in terms of the value that I've created, that I've received as benefit on this account. Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm looking at here. Okay, but like I said, I'm going to share with you as much as you want to know. If you guys want to know more, I'm more than willing to share.
So that $50 that you earned, was that Steem dollars?
Yeah, so it's Steam dollars, but you see, I've been reinvesting in the platform. So what I've been paid out, like this, I've been paid out. I could transfer this, I could sell it on the market, or I can transfer it into other cryptocurrencies, get it to a wallet. So in South Africa, we'd probably use Luno, and then once the Steam is sold on an exchange into Bitcoin, you could put that into your Bitcoin Luno account that you could pay it out into South African rands. So I haven't done that yet. When I do that, then I'm going to record that as well, because I want to see is that possible. So I know two things. I know it's possible that this is social media making a difference. Second thing, I know you can earn on this thing. All right. Third thing that I haven't checked yet that I want to do is I want to get something more substantial, because the fees to have to pay this out wouldn't make any sense. If this gets to something substantial, then yes, I am going to want to cash some out and see how that process works. There are videos on YouTube from the guys that have been doing this a lot longer than I have that actually show that process. So I would have to watch that, learn how to do it, and then try test it out myself to see, can I get the physical rands and cents from this account into my bank account? The answer to that question hasn't been answered yet. I haven't got that information yet in terms of taking the value from this account out into physical rands and cents. Yeah, I've been buying the services of a bot. So I've been using everything that I've earned here to reinvest into the blog to promote posts. Like these posts promote me so I can get more followers, I can get more upvotes, and I can grow the blog. Yeah, so at the moment, I'm just looking at growth. I'm growing the blog, creating more awareness just to build more value. And then some point in the future, maybe 6 months down the line, if I have an account anything like Janie or Cat Lady, I am definitely going to cash out some of it. Right, so like Janie's got 25,000 US. I would take 10 off the table and leave 10 in the account. If I was Cat Lady, and with how much? 4,500. I would take 2 off the table and then leave the other 2 in the account. But I would definitely want to take some off the table. Of course. Why wouldn't you? We need the estimated account. Yeah, the estimated account value is in US. So on my account, it says here estimated account value Steem in US dollars. So they've done the conversion for you. So my 10.11 Steem is worth approximately 49.94 US dollars. Yeah. So remember, like this, I didn't get in physical currency. This is what I've received in benefit that I've been reinvesting. So all I would show for it is actually this. I wouldn't look at that, because that's for tax purposes. This is for showing what value this has, because this Steem power belongs to me. I own 10 Steem. So number 32 on the Steem blockchain with a market cap of 1.3 billion. I'm an owner of 10 Steem. I don't know of a wallet that can hold Steem. There are, but I haven't looked at that. I'm just keeping it here because it adds to your reputation. If I take it out, my reputation will drop. So that's why I'm keeping the Steem here. If I wanted to cash it out, I could, but I don't want to, because I want to keep growing it, because I'm using this for other purposes as well. Not only, like this is not income, like I don't want to live off this. I just want to use this as a tool that can help me in other areas. Yeah, like I said, it's another channel. It's like being on Supersport 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So Supersport 1 is your Instagram. Supersport 2 is your Facebook. Supersport 3 is your Snapchat. So I want to be as on many channels as I can, because then that's the purpose of exposure and marketing. So I started with saying that, guys, this is social media, because that's what I want to keep it as, social media. The money or the benefit is just something extra. That's just something that you shouldn't really be worried about. Like, this doesn't make me excited. Looking at this, yes, it's nice to see, but so what? The thing is, I would have done this anyway. The thing is, it's just nice to see that, wow, blockchain is actually something that's changing the way that certain people do certain things. Yeah, so that's my view. Use it for what it is, social media. But at the same time, if you can get something from it, it's an extra benefit. All the others don't give you anything. Here's an opportunity to get something at least. Yeah, so I mean, like here, if I redeem the rewards, it'll add a little bit to the Steem here, and it'll add a little bit to the Steem dollars. There, it went up by bits after having claimed those rewards. And then if I go to my I need to refresh the page. And then if you look at my wallet again, see, this is all transparent. I can look at every single person's wallet in here. 12 seconds ago, on the blockchain, there was a claim for rewards that I had done from my efforts over the last 7 days. Okay, but this you guys will learn more if you are interested in it. Okay, so I don't want to keep you guys for too much longer. I know I've gone a bit over, so I apologize for that if you guys had any other plans. Thank you very much for attending the event. I will send you guys the complete set of slides. The ones that I just posted before you guys arrived was just the ones without the reveal. Okay, you guys will get the full set and all of that. Okay, so yeah, I hope you found it interesting and of value. And yeah, I want to try to do more of this in future, more free events that give information and help people. Okay.